back to Dr. Jonette channel, and today I am making for you carrot cake cookies. I love carrot cake and I usually make it in the fall, but I thought what a great idea to make it in the spring and make a healthy, gluten-free, refined sugar-free, mostly vegan alternative. We are going to be using gluten-free flour, brown sugar instead of white refined sugar. I am using an egg because I source my eggs from one of my neighbors down the street that has free-range chickens. And also I'm using vegan butter, and for the topping, that delicious cream cheese frosting, I will be making a vegan cream cheese frosting for our carrot cake cookies. So let's get cooking and spring into spring with a healthy carrot cake cookie recipe. So I've added a stick of vegan butter. I usually use the solid stick of butter rather than the soft butter. And to that I'm adding 2/3 of a cup of brown sugar. Normally this recipe calls for refined sugar, white sugar. I'm using brown sugar today in this recipe. And to my creamed vegan butter and sugar, brown sugar, I am adding a teaspoon of vanilla, one large egg, free range from my neighbor's chickens, and also a tablespoon of coconut cream instead of heavy cream. You don't have to make this recipe vegan. You could use regular milk, butter, sugar if you want, but I wanted to give everyone a vegan option for this recipe, or mostly vegan option, because I do have the one egg. And a half a cup of fresh grated carrots. These are organic carrots. And to that, we're going to add our flour. But first, we're going to add a few things to our flour. We're going to add some pumpkin pie spice. I discovered that most carrot cakes call for the same spices that are in pumpkin pie spice: cloves, cinnamon, nutmegs, allspice. And so I just have started using pumpkin pie spice in my carrot cake instead of all the other spices. You can make your own carrot cake spice if you want, but today I'm using pumpkin pie spice. And I'm going to add a teaspoon of that. It's a little more than a teaspoon. As you can see, I kind of guesstimate things sometimes. And baking soda, I'm going to be adding a half a teaspoon of both bacon. Now this one I am going to measure. Half a teaspoon of both baking soda and baking powder. A half a teaspoon of salt. I use salted butter. Each stick of butter has about 1/4 of a teaspoon. So I'll go a little shy on the half teaspoon. All right. And I'm going to mix that all together and add it into the rest of my ingredients. And that's pretty much it for your cookies. The reason I don't add nuts is I usually take these into work and share them with my colleagues at work, and several of them have nut allergies, so I just leave the nuts out so that everybody can enjoy them. So for our new neuronutrition nugget today, we're talking about carrots. Carrots are so good for your brain for a number of reasons. They're also good for your body. They're good for your immune system because they're loaded with antioxidants. Antioxidants are those substances that protect your cells against oxidative stress. And oxidative stress in your body and your brain is caused by free radicals, those molecules that are unstable that damage our tissues, damage our cells, and damage our brain. So adding antioxidants to your diet, which is, carrots are high in antioxidants. They have a substance called carotenoids, and those are antioxidants. A lot of times, if something has a color to it, orange, a red, a blue, a purple, it's going to be high in antioxidants. So the carotenoids are good antioxidants that help protect your brain. The other thing that carrots have is vitamin A, and vitamin A is necessary for a strong, healthy immune system, as well as helping us maintain our eyesight. You may have heard growing up, carrots are good for your eyes. Eat carrots so that you have good night vision. You can see at night. I remember eating carrots so I could make sure that I could see things in the dark. Usually things that I was afraid were going to be coming at me, but I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. So I would eat my carrots, and today I love carrots. So eat your carrots. You can put them in some cookies or you can eat them raw. This recipe has some great freshly grated organic carrots. If you found this video helpful so far, thank you for signing up for notifications so you don't miss any of our healthy, vegan, and even some non-vegan recipes. I'm going to go ahead now, and I've lined a baking sheet with some parchment paper. Somehow when I purchased this parchment paper, it was too big for the baking sheet. So when that happens, I just fold down over the edges so that it comes fairly close to fitting. And for my simplest smart tip, that was one of them. Just fold the edges to make it fit if it's bigger than what you need for your baking pan or your baking sheet, or you can also trim it. The other simplest smart tip is when I make cookies, I like to use a tip cookie scoop, or if it's cupcakes, I'll use a larger cupcake batter scoop, and it gives you nice consistent sizes for whatever you are baking, whether it's cookies or cupcakes. And for these, we're going to bake them. I've preheated the oven at 350 degrees, and we're going to bake them for a little piece there for about 8 to 10 minutes. Probably about 9 minutes is perfect. And those are a little close together, so I'm going to actually just move them a little bit. Now, once the baking sheet is full, I like to just flatten them down because we're going to be putting some vegan cream cheese frosting and a little frosting carrot on top of each of these cookies to decorate them up a little bit for the Easter holiday. They're going to go in the oven, and we'll be back as soon as they're baked. So our timer just went off. That was 10 minutes that I cooked that batch of cookies for. And I think they are cooked just about to perfection. A little brown around the edges and set in the center and nice and a little puffier than I'd like, but because I put the cream cheese frosting on the top, I like a little flatter surface, but they will probably flatten a little bit as they cool. And we'll make up the cream cheese frosting once they're cooled and frost them and add a little carrot decoration to each of them. By the way, they smell amazing. This is a smell of the smell of these carrot cake cookies is more a smell of my house in the fall, but there's something really kind of nice about the cinnamon, the cloves, and that whole combination here in the springtime. So that's nice and creamy, and I'm going to go ahead and add in my baking sugar alternative powdered sugar. What's in there is some erythritol, stevia, and monk fruit, and a little coconut sugar as well. So that is still pretty dry, but I'm going to go ahead and add in the vanilla, and I may also need to add in a little bit of coconut cream as well. We'll see. And that makes it a nice piping consistency. It'll thin it down a little bit more when I split it and add the food coloring to it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Need some for the tops of the carrots. And I'll add a little green to that. And the bottoms of the carrots. I'm going to add some orange to that. And I'll mix this in with the mixer. And I'm going to go clean my beaters, and well, actually we could probably just mix this in with a spoon. It isn't a lot to mix there. Maybe a little bit more color there for my carrot tops. It is a good spring color though, good color for Easter. And I think we're ready to put our carrots on our carrot cake cookies. I'm going to go ahead, and I've put a kind of almost a, I guess you call it a jagged tip on the end of, I think it's a leaf tip on the end of the bag here, the frosting bag, piping bag. And we're going to use it to make our leaves. And we'll start with that. And on, this has just got a round carrot-shaped tip. If you go to my website, you will be able to find the links to get the King Arthur baking sugar alternative with the stevia, the monk fruit, and the coconut sugar in it. I like to use a sugar alternative, especially I don't really like the saccharin ones and the other ones other than the monk fruit and the stevia, because they all disrupt your gut microbiome. And even though they don't have carbs, they aren't a refined sugar, they do disrupt your gut microbiome. The studies have shown that the two that don't disrupt your gut microbiome are the stevia and the monk fruit. Monk fruit is a fruit, an ancient fruit that was used a long time ago, I believe, by the monks. So that's probably why it's called monk fruit. Move those out of the way, and we'll bring these over and see if we can do some decorating here. So we're ready to go ahead and put some carrots on our carrot cake cookies. I usually just kind of that, tap that tip down a bit, and then for the top, just do a little top like that. We've got a nice cute carrot on your cookie. And I'll go ahead and finish doing the carrot. So if you're looking for a super healthy dessert this Easter, these carrot cake cookies might be the perfect answer. They are mostly vegan with the exception of an egg, dairy-free, gluten-free, and have no refined sugars. So enjoy, and go to my website at drjohnette.com. I'm going to take them into work, and I'll let you know what my colleagues think of these really healthy, yummy, delicious carrot cake cookies. Don't forget to click the like button, subscribe, and check out all the other videos on my channel, as well as all of the great information on my website. And we'll see you next time on the Dr. Johnette channel. Thank you so much for watching.